go ahead and get started. Good morning. We're glad all of you all came out to our, I guess, the inaugural Fall 2010 Symposium series. We're very happy today to have with us a former student, Stephen Duty, who's coming here. He is currently the finance manager for a company called Better Trades, and he does manage a $21 million portfolio, so it's a nice, energetic company. I encourage you to visit it on the website. He's also, with the owners of Better Trades, they've created a new entrepreneurial company. He'll be talking a little bit about that today also, called Seize the Day, and he's the administrator for that company, as well as co-pastors a church and does a lot of community service work, so he's really busy, but we're really glad to have him here. I think you guys will really enjoy the presentation, so if you'll please welcome Stephen Duty.
Good morning, guys. How is everybody today? Everybody doing okay? Everybody awake, alive, and well? Amen. I said amen. I'm used to being in my pulpit. But it's good to be here today. We come in from Columbus this morning and just wanted to be here with you to share some about what it is that we do and empower you to do more in your own lives and show you that you could be successful in all that you do. Does anybody in here, are you all business majors or in the business field? Well, that's exciting to me because I believe that we can change a lot of what's going on in our economy, in our workplace, in our business place by being the businessmen and women that we are today. I am thrilled to be able to be part of many different things. As she said, I'm a finance manager for a company called Better Trades. We teach people how to trade in the stock market, and I manage a $21 million portfolio. And then we just started a new venture which I'm very excited about called Seize the Day. And this is a motivational, inspirational the seminar that will have thousands of people gather into an arena, and we have our first event October the 6th in Columbus, where we'll have speakers like Laura Bush, Bill O'Reilly, Glenn Beck, because we're working on getting him, and we've got Nancy Brinkman from the Susan Coleman Foundation, and just a whole big lineup to help motivate and challenge people to do more. How many are satisfied where you are in your current state of life? Or I like to have some interaction, so you're just going to have to raise your hands, both feet if you have to. But I challenge people today to move forward where they are. Everybody raise their hand as high as you can. Now raise it a little further, stretch a little further. Now why didn't you do that the first time I asked you to raise your hand as high as you could? You see, we all are contemplating on what it is that we do. And somebody may ask us to raise our hand, but we'll just raise it to a certain level. And we have to stretch a little further to get it to the next position. And that's what I'm here today to do, is to challenge you as individuals to stretch further beyond yourselves and obtain that which you desire. We all have dreams and goals, is that right? Everybody want to be successful. Everybody want to obtain their goals and their dreams. Well, it's possible. Many people today don't believe that they can obtain their dreams and their goals. They think that that's exactly what they are, dreams, and they believe dreams don't come true. But I'm here today to show you and tell you and be an example to you that they do come true. It doesn't matter what our background is. It doesn't matter our race, our culture, our financial status, or anything. If you desire to be successful and you desire to do good, you can do it. If you desire to be a successful business person, an entrepreneur, you can do it. You can do it from everything that is obtainable around you and more. You have the power within you to begin to motivate yourself and empower yourself to reach beyond the ability of just being comfortable and make choices and make decisions to better advance your life, just as you did in taking the step to coming to Concord University. I remember when I was a student here and my first time and coming to these symposiums such as this today, you come maybe just because you get credit or you just come because it's something to come to. But I pray and believe today that you would come to reach forth in a greater measure in your life. See, there's all of us trying to figure out this thing that we call life, trying to figure out what it is we want to do with ourselves, what it is that we want to obtain, and what it is we want to reach and do. Does anybody want to have their own business and be an entrepreneur? When I was 14 years old, I started as an entrepreneur by cutting grass. I started by mowing lawns just for a simple $20, $30. And that today has built me a business that is stable and that enable me to put me in the right places at the right time in order to get the positions that I have today. You see, the founders of the companies that I work for, they were a client of mine in the beginning. I was just here at Concord, going to college, trying to make it through. And I'd gotten word that this customer needed to have their lawn taken care of, and I went and met them, and I started by cutting their grass. They seen my work ethic, and by my work ethic they said, "Hey, would you come in and be interested in a position within our company?" And I said, "Sure, that'd be great." And I was so excited because I was faithful and steady in the small things, and there was a greater path that opened up to me. Whatever it is today, I challenge you to do your best in it. I challenge you to reach beyond. As I had you raise your hand and reach a little bit further, we have to do that as individuals in order to be all that we can be. The world today is full of people that are just average and that are just doing the minimum to get by. But in today's society, in today's economy, it takes the pushing, it takes the going on, it takes the extra work to be all that we can be. Today, we find ourselves in situations that we may not always have the answers to, but I believe there's three things, and this is really what I want to talk to you. I want you to write down three words, if you would. I want you to write down choice, change, and climate. Choice, change, and climate. In the business world, in the business environment, we find ourselves always having to make choices. Every morning that we get up out of bed, we make a choice to either get up or to stay in. When we get in our car, we make a choice whether to drive left or to drive right. And those choices enable us to go on the path that we're going. We make choices to come to college. We make choices to go to work. Choices enable us to decide what it is that we're going to do. Choices allow us to decide the dreams and the goals that we want to have in our career, in our family, and just all aspects of our lives. Everything begins with a choice. So choices, remember, this afternoon that your choices are important. And so after you make a choice, you've made the choice, you've made the decision, and it's done. You often find yourselves having to make change. And that's where change comes in. A change helps us to keep adapting and helps us to maybe change the first choice that we made, to allow us to expand our horizon and reach forth a little bit further. We've got to change often in our places. When I was here at Concord, I was faced with several challenges. I was faced with some health issues and difficulties, and I had to make a choice and a change to go back home and transfer to another community college while I dealt with my sickness. But after that, I made another change and continued my education and finished. And so now I'm changing and adapting the choices that I made in my career, in my finances, and in all of our lives. We'll always have choices and we'll have change. And then we'll have our climate. The climate is what allows us to enjoy the choices and the change that you and I have. It allows us to enjoy the decisions that we've made, the career that we're in, the business that we're in. And it allows us to be that which we can be. And I stress that. I know I've stressed that a couple of times. I would like to challenge you to be all that you could be, because It doesn't matter where we're from or what we do. It's about how we do it. It's about how we obtain those goals and those dreams. You see, it doesn't really add up to anything if we're just bouncing from here and not really making solid choices, not really making solid change. We really can't enjoy the climate that we're in. But when I was going through several different things, I can remember as a starting entrepreneur, when I was just a teenager cutting grass, that it wasn't always easy for me to go to school all day and then go home and get my pickup truck and my lawnmower and go to all the houses in town knocking, asking whether they wanted to cut, whether I could cut their grass or not. Sometimes they said no. Sometimes they said yes. In business, sometimes you're going to have customers and things that'll happen that, oh, you're excited about and you're thrilled about. But other times you're going to be faced with the no's in life, and you've got to manage those, and you've got to understand of how to deal and relate with those things. And you can do it by understanding that you can change the situation by making another choice. You can continue to enjoy your climate. So I stayed focused on what I was doing as being a teenage entrepreneur cutting grass. I worked hard. Had I not been privileged and honored to be what was at this time the entrepreneurial studies program at Concord, I would not have even been able to attend Concord. But to my work ethic, to my goals, and to my dreams, I was able to obtain them. And from there, we go to how we manage our lives, how we manage the affairs of our business, how we understand that we move forward and not backward. See, a lot of people think success begins on the outside, but I'm a firm believer that success begins on the inside of each and every one of us. And each and every one of us have the ability and the power to be successful, no matter what career, no matter what business, no matter what it is that you do. You can do it. You can have those things that you wish. When I was 19 years old, I bought my first condo in Myrtle Beach. You say, well, how did you do that? I worked. I studied. I was diligently seeking after the goals and the dreams that I had. I was able to turn that around and make a profit within 1 year. And I bought the home that I live in today. I've been blessed to be able to help others. As I'm speaking to you this morning, every Sunday morning I get up and help my congregation, lead them to the path that they need. I work with an orphanage. In 2007, I started an orphanage in Hyderabad, India. I have over 100 orphans that we take care of every day in Hyderabad, India. In Haiti, we work with an orphanage there. After the earthquake, we began rebuilding everything and restarting over. See, these people in these places know that it takes something. It takes work. We can't just pass through life. We just can't pass through college doing the minimum to get by. But we have to challenge ourselves. We have to push ourselves to obtain the unobtainable. See, I found this, and I say this often. People would rather suffer known hells rather than pursue an unknown heaven. Many times we would rather stay in the situations that we're in rather than make choices and change to rise above to an ultimate climate and environment that you and I can enjoy financially, spiritually, physically, economically. All of these factors come together to make us who we are as a person, as a businessman or woman, and we can truly be all that we can be. I want to ask somebody today, if anybody have a dollar bill? Anybody have a dollar? They'd be willing to trade me for what I have in my hand? You want to trade?
Sure. Give him 50 cents.
I traded $1. Anybody else have another dollar? He made a choice. What did I trade you for? He made a choice. What did I trade you for?
20.
He made a choice. You want to trade me back? He made a change. He decided he wanted to keep it. Anybody else want to trade anything? I'll come up here. He made a choice. See, we make choices and how we want to advance ourselves and how we want to move forward. How many's had a bad day today? Anybody had a bad day? Nobody's had a bad day? I don't believe that. I got up this morning. I was in Columbus. I looked outside and it was foggy and rainy. I said, I've got to be at Concord at 9 o'clock. I called our pilot and I said, Mark, I said, are we going to be able to get to where I'm going? He said, no, we're going to have to wait a while. I thought, oh man, this is a great start to a bad day. Bad days? Nobody's had one. Today. I'm talking about today. See, we're in a place of decision whether we're trying to decide whether or not we've had a good day or whether we've had a bad day. I'm glad to hear that nobody's had a bad day. I'm glad to know that we're all making choices to stretch forward. We could say that we're having a bad day and we would be accepting that we were having a bad day. We would be accepting the reality that we're just going to be able to pass through on this cloudy, rainy day. But we've all made choices today to decide that this will be a good day in spite of all that we may be going through and all that we may be facing. And yeah, we may have traded some money. We might have made a few good deals. But at the end of the day, could you count it a successful day? Could you count it a successful moment in time that you and I could recollect and we could say, you know what? I've been challenged today to step forward, to raise my hand a little further and obtain that which I didn't think I could obtain. You know, I think back sometimes. This morning, I woke up and I thought, what is it that I could really tell you guys as students here today? Sitting once in your seat, sitting once in the place that you're in. What is it that I could share with you that would help you, that would challenge you to do more as I have done more? And I thought about how when I was a little boy and my dad left, and it was just me and my mom and my younger brother, and we really didn't have much. We lived up a holler, as we would say, and we was just barely making it by. And I can remember one time that my mom had $2. $2, that's all we had. That's not much. Not for 3 people. And my mom said, we had a Dairy Queen, and I loved Dairy Queen. And she said, I've got enough money today for us to go to Dairy Queen and get you and your brother a hamburger. And she said, I'm not even going to get to eat today, but I've got enough money to get you and your brother a hamburger. Well, the whole way down the road, I didn't want a hamburger. I love Dairy Queen barbecues. Anybody ever eat one of those? I love a barbecue. And I was just a little boy. And I said, Mom, I don't want a hamburger, I want a barbecue. And I'd screamed and cried the whole way down the road. And she said, no, Stephen. She said, I can't afford that. I've only got $2. And that will only buy you and your brother a hamburger. A barbecue itself is $2. And I was screaming, and finally I probably shut up after she threatened to whip me and everything. And I decided I was going to be happy with whatever I had that day. My mom drives through the drive-through window and she rolls down and the lady says, "Can I take your order?" My mom orders the 2 hamburgers. We drive up to the window and the lady opens it and my mom hands her the last $2 that we had. In exchange, the lady hands out the bag and my mom opens it up to find not 2 items but 3 items in the bag. And the first item that she pulled out and opened up was a barbecue. And I got to eat my barbecue that day. And my mom got to eat that day. It was a choice that my mom said, "I'm going to make the sacrifice of whatever it is." And even though I really would have been all right with a hamburger, I was blessed that day with a barbecue. I made a choice whether to accept that was I was going to eat that day, or whether I would get to eat in luxury and have a barbecue as a little boy. You say, what's the moral of the story? The moral of the story is to believe. Believe that you can obtain your dreams, your goals, and that you could be successful. Later on in life, when I was presented with a job with Better Trades, and we're in 10 different cities every week teaching people how to trade in the stock market. I didn't know a stock from a rock. I didn't know anything about investing other than what I'd heard a little bit in class. And when I got in there and I had the opportunity opened up to me to really trade and be able to see when the market moved up and when it moved down, or whether it was just moving sideways, on how to obtain profits and how to make choices, change your choices to enjoy the benefits of trading in the market. How I moved forward from just understanding what basic trading was to building our and working in our customer service and shipping department. I built our shipping department from nothing. And then I was enabled to move forward with a financing career as a finance manager for a little over 2 years ago. Our portfolio started with 0. And today I've built that and managed that to be over $21 million. You say, well, how did you do that? I've done it with hard work. I've done it with labor. I've done it with passion. I've done it by making those choices and those changes and being able to enjoy the climate I've created for myself. And so, back in June, with the way that the economy is going and the rate of our nation and things that are going on, we got together and we decided that we had to do something to reach out and help others. And we created a company called Seize the Day. It's about seizing the moment, the time that we have, motivating you and challenging you to obtain those goals and those dreams that you have. I had a dream that day of eating a barbecue. With $2, the odds were slim, but it happened. I dreamed of being successful and being financially stable and well. I had the dream, I worked, I made choices, I made changes, and it's happened. Today, we make a choice to react to situations. We make choices to stand strong or give up. My first trip to India, I landed on the airplane and I got out and it was a whole different ball game in my world. And I thought, how will I, a 20-some-year-old young man, make a difference in a nation like this? And I went and I met one gentleman and we started working with him. And we had a van. We would go and we would pick up little children and help them and provide food for them. And it was a way for me to give back, because I remember being a child, not having much, not being able to do much, not having much opportunity. But you and I have to seize opportunity. And usually when something goes wrong, when a decision is made bad, or when a choice is made bad and a disruption takes place, it creates an excellent place for opportunity. So no matter what it is, whether you're almost finished with college, whether you're a senior or a junior, whether you're already working and building your career, it takes us doing all that we can to make this work, to make it successful and beneficial for us to enjoy the climate. Now, I had some folks trade me some $1 bills. One of them got a 1, one of them got a 20, and another one got a 20. I have one more trade left.
I'll trade you.
It's not about what's in it for you. It's not about what's in it for me.
Can you make a trade with me? You have to give me the dollar first.
We've got choices to make. We've got decisions to make. There's going to be challenges. There are going to be things that you didn't think you could overcome. I remember when I laid in the Cleveland Clinic for 6 weeks. Didn't know what my outcome was. I was going to have surgery, and they said, you've got a 30% chance of dying and not coming out. That really meant a lot to me because I had to make a choice. See, we don't know what the outcome may be for the rest of the day or the rest of our lives. But we make a choice to believe that we can overcome and succeed in every path that we're going to. I've still got a trade left.
Got 4 shiny quarters.
4 shiny quarters for 1 green dollar bill. I still can't believe that nobody felt like they was having a bad day. That's all right. You see, what I'm doing is I'm challenging you to stretch yourself. Now, where'd that beach ball go? What we're going to do, real quick, in closing, I'm going to toss this beach ball up and I'm going to hit it out to you. And I want, the first time it drops, it's over. But then I want you to make a choice, whether you to let it lay there and die as opportunity would, or would you pick it back up and toss it back to me? Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Fail. First time. It's okay. Here, toss it back. Maybe the ceiling isn't high enough for a beach ball. We're reacting to situations. We're dealing with them. Sometimes it's chaotic. Sometimes we get knocked in the head. Sometimes you're going to get knocked down. You're not going to feel the best. You're not going to be your best. But you have to keep going. There were days I can remember laying in my dormitory, I would come and see Dr. Boggus. When I wanted to give up, I wanted to quit, I wanted to throw my hands up and say it's not worth it, I'll go back home. But I didn't. I had people that believed in me. And I believe in each and every one of you can obtain every dream, every goal, every desire that you have. And I believe that every person in this room will be successful. We're going to seize the day together. You know, every morning in Africa, a gazelle wakes up. And that gazelle wakes up and it knows that it has to run faster than the fastest lion or it'll be killed. Every morning, a lion gets up. And it knows that it must run faster than the slowest gazelle or it'll starve to death. This morning or this afternoon, when the sun comes up, you and I have got to be running. Because if we're not, we'll get killed by the lion or we'll starve ourselves to death. So what is the points that I've tried to make to you today? I want you to believe in yourself. I want you to be all that you could be. I want you to make choices. I want you to make change. And I want you to enjoy the climate that you've set for yourself. And I want you to get up every morning believing that you can do better and you will do better. Not only in your education, but your work ethic, in your family, in your friends. And in doing so, you will be getting up every morning when the sun rises, running. And you'll be able to obtain all your goals and your dreams. Dr. Lynn, when we get up, we've got to move forward. When you get to your feet, you've got to run. When I was a little boy, and I refer back to being a little boy because statistics nationally should show I should not even be here today. I should be a failure. I should be strung out somewhere and not where I am. But I broke statistics. And you can break every statistic too. And every person in this room could be successful, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're going to be working in finance, accounting, marketing, whatever it is that you're going in, you can be successful and obtain every goal that you set forth for yourself. Now, who's the first person that will say, I'm willing to push myself and get my dreams and my goals? Our brother here. Our sister here. See, many of you raised your hands, knowing that we can do it. When I leave here today, are you going to say, well, that's just some kid that come and talk to us? Or are you going to say, no, that was somebody that challenged me. I'm 24-year-olds, guys. I've traveled the world. I've had money. I've had not money. There's been days I've been broke, didn't have 2 dimes to rub together. But that didn't stop me. Don't let it stop you. Don't let failure stop you. Don't let things that don't go right stop you. But move forward, knowing that you can do better with you, yourself, and help those around you. If you see somebody that needs a little help, help them. It'll come back to you. Help them. And in doing so, we are helping each other. We're helping our world rise above and be the best that it can be. One more time. One more time. I want to ask you to seize the moment. I'm watching real close. Because it's about quickly reacting to the life that changes quickly. So how many is ready to challenge yourselves? We're going to raise our hands as high as we can. Now I want the first person that can get to me, get to me.
both had the same thing in mind.
I believe this one about tackled me, but he done the job. He made a decision to move quickly and obtain. That was a pretty good jump there. I don't know if I could move that fast. But in doing so, he enabled me to help him seize the opportunity and grab hold of this $100 bill. You see how fast life can happen? And do you see how there are rewards in challenging yourself? Each person could have taken the time to excuse me and, take their time to get to the exit row. But somebody was creative, somebody was initiative, and they took the step to jump forward. I wasn't expecting that. That was real creative. But they took challenge. And they made it opportunity, and they were rewarded. Each and every one of you today, you can take your challenges, you can have opportunity, and you can be rewarded in every success, in every goal, in every dream, in every desire. You can do it. Every one of you can do it. God bless you.